Hello students, this is Reema Patel from LP Samani Vidya Bhavan, and here I am going to teach you 7th standard science. Hey all students, in this video I am going to teach you about the lesson that is nutrition in plant. In this lesson there are many new terms or words for you which you need to practice too. During the whole lesson explanation, please focus on pronunciations. So, here we are going to start the lesson. In this lesson, we are going to learn about few topics first, that is nutrition, mode of nutrition in plants, and the very basic process, that is photosynthesis. So, here we are starting with the terms that are nutrition. First of all, you need to learn what is nutrition. As we have already learned in the lower standard, in 6th standard, that is what is nutrition. Nutrition is nothing but taking food which is full of nutrients. That is called as nutrition. Now first we will start with the nutrients. As we have already learned about the food nutrients, that are protein, fat, carbohydrate, vitamins and minerals. So basically, nutrients are the components of food which are necessary for our body. Stomata are present into the leaf and that is also needed in the photosynthesis process. Carbon dioxide from air is taken through the tiny pores present on the surface of leaf. The pores are surrounded by guard cells. These pores are called stomata. Now we are going to learn about the stomata. What are actually called as stomata and who helps that stomata to for the gaseous exchange. Here there is a stomata pore. Pore, it means a space, a gap from which gaseous exchange will be done. If carbon dioxide is needed, then it will enter through here. If oxygen is produced here, that will also comes out from this pore only. So this are called as stomata. Stomata are surrounded by the guard cell. Guard cell, it means here the kidney shaped cells you can see here. These kidney shaped cells are known as the guard cells. Inside it, tiny pores are there which are known as chloroplast. Chloroplast are nothing but they are able to store the chlorophyll inside it. And chlorophyll, as you know, is responsible to capture the sunlight. Yes. So, as you can see here clearly that this guard cells, that are kidney shaped cells, that will just face each other and make a hole over here. It means this is called as open stomata. Figure A, that is called as open stomata. Figure B, that is these cells are shrink so that there is no space inside it. You can clearly see this. Okay, as compared to this, here there is much space and here there is no space. So once you take the nutritive food in your body, afterwards it has to be utilized in the body to repair the damaged part, for growing of the body or to get energy. Now we are going to start the mode of nutrition in the plants. So from here your chapter is started. That's a new thing that you need to learn, that you are going to learn in this chapter, which you have not learned previously. That is mode of nutrition in the plants. It means types of nutrition in the plant. How plants are taking nutrition. That is of two ways. First is autotrophic and second will be heterotrophs. First I will explain you autotrophic. Autotrophic, the word is divided into two words. First, auto, it means self, and trophs, it means nourishment. Self-nourishment, the mode of nutrition in which organisms make food themselves from simple substances, is called autotrophic nutrition. It means that the organisms who can make their food by themselves, that is called as autotrophic. Here again I'm clearing you that making food does not mean cooking food. Here food itself, it means fruits, vegetables, pulses. We humans are not able to make fruits, pulses, vegetables, grains, etc. Not only humans but all the animals except plant. Plants are the only organism who can make the food. So autotrophic mode of nutrition, it means plants mainly under comes for the autotrophs. The organisms who are using autotrophic mode of nutrition, they are called as autotrophs. It means which organism? That are plants. Here plants are only known as autotrophs. Now is it clear what is autotrophic mode of nutrition? The mode of nutrition by which organisms make their own food by simple substances. So now we are going to learn about next type of nutrition mode, that is heterotrophs. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition, that is here the word heterotroph again splits into two different words, that is hetero, it means others, and trophs, it means nourishment, that you all know. It means the organisms for their food purpose are depending on the others, like animals, like other plants also, who are also depending on the other organisms for their nourishment. This type of mode is called as heterotrophs. The mode of nutrition in which organisms cannot make food themselves from the simple substances is called heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, so as example, humans or else animals. We humans also have this carbon dioxide, water, sunlight. Then also, are we able to make food, that is fruits, vegetables? No, we humans are not able to make food out of all these simple substances. So we are depending on the plants for the food purpose. That's why we are called as heterotrophs. So I hope it is clear that is what is autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now we will start with the autotrophic mode of nutrition. For that, the basic process, that is photosynthesis. As you already know what is photosynthesis. So now it is the synthesis of food occurs in the presence of sunlight, and with the help of water, carbon dioxide and chlorophyll is called photosynthesis. Here the sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. Here the word photosynthesis, that also splits into two words, that is photo and synthesis. Photo, it means light, and synthesis, it means to make. With the help of light, if organisms are making their food, that is called as photosynthesis. So who can do photosynthesis? Yes, plants. Plants can only perform photosynthesis with the help of water, carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. So this is the basic process of autotrophic mode of nutrition. As photosynthesis is done inside the plants only, so here are parts of the plants who helps into the photosynthesis. Which parts of a plant helps for the photosynthesis process? The very first part, that is leaves. Leaves are the food factory of plants. The synthesis of food in the plants occurs in the leaf. So all the raw material should reach here. It means water, carbon dioxide, sunlight. All these raw materials has to reach till leaves. Then and then it can perform photosynthesis. The leaves have a green pigment called chlorophyll. It helps leaves to capture the sunlight. Here, focus here that what is the function of chlorophyll? That inside the leaf, chlorophylls are present and chlorophyll helps leaves to capture the sunlight. As you all know, without sunlight, photosynthesis cannot be performed. So to capture sunlight, who is responsible? Yes, chlorophyll. Sunlight is used to synthesize food from carbon dioxide and water. Now second part, that is root. Water and minerals present in the soil are absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves. Without water and minerals, plants cannot perform photosynthesis. So that's why roots are absorbing that water and minerals and it transfers till leaves. All that water and minerals will transfer till leaves and leaves will utilize that water and minerals to do photosynthesis. Now come to the stomata. Stomata are also part of plants only, which are mainly present into the leaves. Carbon dioxide from air is taken. As we already know that plants are the only organisms that can make their food by themselves. Food by themselves, it means not by cooking, but here I mean to say that plants are able to make fruits, vegetables, pulses, grains, etc. So that's why to make food, plants gets raw material from their surrounding. To make anything, we always require raw materials. So for making food in the photosynthesis process, here plants also require some raw materials, that is water, carbon dioxide, sunlight, that all plants are getting from the surrounding. Importance of nutrients. As we already learned about what are nutrients, that are protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, etc. But now, what are the importance of nutrients? That is, the nutrient enables living organisms to build their bodies. As we already know, without nutrients or without nutritious food, our growth will be restricted. To grow our body, to repair damaged part of the body and provide energy to carry out the life process. These all are the importance of nutrients to grow as well as to repair our damaged part of the body as well as to get energy for work. For all these things, nutrients are requirement. Now, nutrition. Nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. Nutrition is not only taking food, but it has to be utilized in the body. Without utilization, nutrition is not important. Once we have taken food, then if it is not utilizing, then there is no meaning of it. So here, when these guard cells are having space in between, then it is called as open stomata. When this guard cells does not have space inside them, this is called as closed stomata. Through open and closed stomata, gaseous exchange will be there, as we have already discussed that. So oxygen is produced, that will also comes out through this, and carbon dioxide is needed, that will also go through this only. So this is all about stomata. Open and closed stomata. In this figure, you can see guard cells, which is of kidney shape. In this cell, round shaped cells are present that are chloroplast, and chloroplast are nothing but the storing of chlorophyll. Chloroplast which contain chlorophyll inside it. That's why leaves have green color. And a pore through which gaseous exchange can be done. You can clearly see this pore. This one is closed. This one is open. So through these pores only gaseous exchange will be done. So now in the leaf structure, how the stomata appears, that will come into the next slide. So here you can see the section of a leaf where you can get the stomata. Okay, so these two are the guard cells which have open space inside it. It means the stomata is open. This layer is the first superficial layer of leaf. Superficial layer of leaf, and then below that stomata are open here. Guard cells are having distance with each other. it means stomata is open here. Okay, and then whatever these cells you are able to see, that are cells present inside the leaf which contain chloroplast, and chloroplast contain chlorophyll inside it. All these diagrams, the previous diagram as well as this diagram, will be asked in the exam for 2 marks question. This can be asked for 2 marks question into the exam too. So in my next video, I will show you how to draw diagram